Welcome to Deliciously Nothing, Aftershow. I am
Can you speak?
And I'm Reverend Muffington.
I do speak, son.
And at the table we have Himee D. Cook.
That's me,
returning back is Rich Ponder. And also we have the band San Pedro hanging out for the rest of it. We're going to be showing just a couple more clips just to end it out. We kind of ran a little bit long and
noise ordinance.
There is. We are in Nashville.
You ran away from your roots.
Metro has more important shit to deal with, like robberies and murders. They're not going to come for noise.
I know. But
yeah,
they will.
Rookie cop, though.
Yeah,
He
someone
wants to
always trying to
prove
make
himself.
an example. All right, so we're going back into Kata Silvis. And what's the next clip?
Well, yeah, it's Nicole, but earlier you had asked me about like how people do this and all of that stuff and how it worked. Well, they would book ahead and they would come in, stay at a hotel that we had. We had a more or less coupon code that would get them a discount, and we became kind of notorious with this hotel because we would go up to their room, and when it was time for the pickup with the contract, they'd look it over, sign it. We'd bring them down, put them in a coffin in the back of my hearse, then an hour drive to location. Once that coffin opened, a 3-hour timer started. And they had the option to tap out at any time, but 3 hours was the show length. But at any time you wanted to quit, you could. And we would just stop. But my last show that I did before I left was Nicole. And I've never shown this clip to anybody before.
Exclusive.
Yep. We didn't go live with it. Her show was very supernatural based and kind of hands off. I was very insistent on not getting rough with her. And so we did some things different. But this is a scene of her going to church.
Nicole.
My character, Atonement, was based heavily on Jim Jones, David Koresh types. So this is what happens when you go to church at Kata Silvis.
All right.
And the first, I don't think I trimmed this correctly, but there's probably about 2 minutes of nothing really happening. What do you mean? No, all of them are loud. But
Who's that?
where? The big guy?
Yeah.
He's one of our cameramen.
All right.
We had a production crew behind the scenes. But you'll see everybody that was here for the show piles in. And we would put like just blackout masks on people that were part of the production crew, or just different things that people did to help out. I could not have done this alone by any stretch. It took the right people at the right time to pull this off.
So how do you feel when people say The Exorcist is the scariest horror movie to them?
Because I think it's just baby shit.
Fear is a very, very, very
I say they
personal
haven't watched
thing.
the thing.
Some people are afraid of needles, some aren't. Some people are afraid of heights, some aren't. Sometimes it's the strangest things that people are afraid of. And I mean, deathly afraid of. So, I mean, fear is very much, it's a personal thing and it's an opinion thing.
I can see that.
Do you see more rational or irrational fears when you were running this? Like if you had to guess to me.
I would say
Irrational.
somewhat rational. There's not a whole lot that scares me, so I'm like,
But it's scaring the shit out of them.
my biggest fear is going back to jail. I mean, seriously.
That's
Losing my freedom.
semi-rational fear.
You know, I've been there. It sucked. Losing my freedom is my single biggest fear. And I don't do well like, if I were to be put in restraints like that, I would choose violence. Just
Fight
because of
instead of
the life experiences that I've had. Fight or flight's going to kick in, and I got a whole lot of fight that most people ain't going to want. I do not do well. Because it's not even, I guess it's based in fear, but rage comes out of me.
Right.
You know, if I were to
So
go
if
do
you
an
get scared,
experience
you
like
get
this,
angry.
you are much more likely to trigger rage in me than you are fear. And certain people should not do this stuff. Because even if everything we did is fake, the trauma we inflict is still real.
That's true.
But the fact that you're conscious and aware of that means that you're the
That
right
didn't
type of
hit me
person.
till very late in. That even although we did
So
a
you're
bunch
on
of
a
totally
ride.
safe stuff.
You're on a ride to try to scare the fuck out of this motherfucker.
Right. But it hadn't dawned on me till pretty
Without
late in the game.
thinking about lasting.
Right.
How the fuck bad that scared somebody.
And on my way out, they were working out ways to where they could hook people up with counseling. And a lot of people needed it way before they ever did this. Most of them. I heard some pretty bad stories, but of people's life stories, you know, where some of these people have never known anything but abuse.
Well, you better
And-
walk in the park for them then.
But this girl came from New York.
Now, when they fly down, are you guys?
She drove. Her and her husband drove.
No shit.
Yep.
And is it a different place every time?
No. We had to move several times
No. Do a few
for
episodes
several
here,
reasons.
Do a few episodes
Yeah.
there.
But this was the very last show I did. And a lot of people don't know this, but some people do. After the show, I went home, and we're all filthy and wet and everything else. I'm peeling clothes off, and I slipped in my kitchen and broke my knee.
Oh, shit.
But she needed a drink,
Into the abyss.
so I pulled the bandana that stunk horribly over her face and then poured the water on her mouth.
It's such a
Which
long
makes
way
it-
to go. Put her on her back.
Well, no, waterboarding. I was conscious to not waterboard her because you'd have to, if you look at the angle of her face, I'm coming down so it's not going in her
emptiness.
sinus cavity.
So is that what causes the majority of the reaction from waterboarding? Is the
A lifetime of pain
And that is the Russ McCamey special, is the waterboard.
Go down.
No chance.
It's about the water getting in your sinus cavity.
Right.
But
is
like
all you
flooding your
experience.
sinus cavity. It's not like I got a little water up my nose in the pool.
This is everything.
Russ McCamey likes to do
This
it.
is
Fuck that
everything you will ever know again, child.
My equilibrium's already fucked, so
I see what you're talking about now.
it's about the angle.
Squirt!
And
Squirt!
Right there.
what's that?
Is there somebody pissed in the bottle with a light?
Grace,
Oh, it's just
baptize this
the
child
light.
in the flames.
Have you ever
Not in the
These
context.
people had to hold me back from pissing on this
Let her
one band.
feel
The one place we, and I might as well say this,
Shoot them.
the one subject we did not touch on at all, it was an absolute no-go with sexual
has
violence.
earned you this.
Most of
And
the
this
fan
will
base
last
was women,
so
most
much
participants
further.
were women, and most of them had suffered
That
some
one
form
looks
of
scared
it.
right
Let her
So, what's that?
understand
She looks
what the fire.
They all were scared. Everybody
Open
cried,
your
everybody
eyes,
puked, everybody
child.
pissed themselves.
Accept this gift.
there. Don't get it. I don't
One hell of a
understand
rush.
how
This is a gift of
You know
gods
you're about to
and
get
monsters.
fucked.
Here, there is no difference.
How can you not be tough enough to make 3 hours?
Everybody
I
said
just
that.
don't get it. I don't get it.
Dude,
H.P. Lovecraft says
I could give you a panic attack with sound.
Let her feel the
Walk in the
flames.
woods by myself at night.
There's certain frequencies that can cause you to hallucinate.
Well, yeah.
Open your
And
eyes,
I use
child.
that shit out here.
Open up. Open
The fog you're seeing is a fog.
Open your eyes.
She didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
Right. Well, she thinks she's perfect.
Yeah, and she's soaking wet. Hence pouring water on people because we know we're going to do some shit like that.
You came for the gift of
You
eternal
can tell, but I
suffering,
mean, you can see
and
how
we
fast it was.
deliver.
Just boom, and it's gone.
Summertime,
This was
winter.
summertime. It was
It's never gonna stop.
June.
No one knows where you're at.
Oh no, she looks scared.
You
as hell.
opened a gateway.
That's kind of why they
Into something far darker than you'd ever imagined. Look, the child's even here.
I mean, stop.
They've come to visit you.
I speak my tongue.
To drag you down.
what is an experience like this?
We charge $250 per person.
It's a whole production.
Yeah, and
doing
we
research.
weren't making a profit
Yeah, you
on
weren't
this
doing it
show.
for money, obviously.
The merchandise was starting to make
Asphyxiation
money.
is beautiful.
That's where I
But
learned
that's
screen
no way
printing.
to go.
We made our own
There are
shit,
far more
or
painful
you had an
things
option.
we can do.
I could we could screen print it, or I could personally airbrush it,
Nice.
And now,
and did a lot of those. That's where that would have been our
What are your
avenue
final
of making
words,
a profit, but we weren't there yet. I lost about.
I said, speak to me.
That's after I sold my share out for $1,000 and kept like my hearse. Hearse was bought for this, but it's
Such a
mine.
eulogy.
I kept that. I kept a couple of fog
can't even
machines
give
and not much
herself one.
else. I let them take everything else, and I came out of pocket for almost every prop that was ever used in a Cadus. Whether it be the styrofoam bricks or all the merch, I coughed up out of pocket to get it started. Yeah. I mean, I lost a shit ton of money.
Speak.
And I'm not factoring in things I kept, like the hearse and shit
Your
like
last
that.
words.
She looks like she's ready to say I quit.
Did you get the hearse because of Cadus illness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always kind of wanted one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was your incentive to even do it. I'm gonna get hers.
Yeah. But if you go on YouTube and watch the full videos, you'll see us pick them up in the hearse. And we would do something different to the coffin every
He
time.
wants more. March her to the grave.
Her. So we would normally, once we did the pickup,
Get up.
then it'd be the drive out there and the panel would be going. They'd be talking about whatever they were talking about with her. And then we'd go live again once and open the coffin and say, okay, time starts now. Well, we didn't go live that night. Instead, we got her out of the coffin and sent her down a path behind us.
Come on.
We stood the coffin up. Then I went live. And one of the other guys shot the coffin. Yeah, everybody thought she was still in it. And he just unloaded a clip out of a fucking 45 or some shit right into the coffin. And I
So
went,
he shot multiple times.
yeah. And you could see the holes. And
Damnation.
obviously she was a safe
So
distance.
beautiful.
We did a couple of different gun stunts, but at no point was there ever a loaded weapon pointed at anyone.
show her the Silva's family cemetery.
Is that the end of that one? Okay, yeah. But she was headed out to, after that, we did a buried alive stunt with her. We had a grave dug that was kind of half full of water and went through all of that and then told her time was up. and she was done. But that was towards the end of her show. But yeah, we did. There was so many things, of course, because time. There's no way I could show you all that stuff.
Yeah.
The different things we did with people. We strung up the coffin upside, with the dude still in the coffin. We strung it up from the tree.
That was one of the clips that we saw when we went over to your house.
Okay, was us stringing up the coffin?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of see it in the video, but I mean, that's.
And I thought about bringing a clip of that guy, because I don't think I've shown it, but like earlier you saw that girl, Marissa, getting slapped by that. That was Russ McCamey that slapped her. And I was never into that. Dude, we're a bunch of big dudes. There's no girl. What is slapping the shit out of anybody? Yeah. What does that do? I would tell people that wanted to fight, go take up MMA or combat sports, because that's not what this is about. Right. I did not like Quincy wrestling somebody to the ground or dragging somebody. That's a different thing. But hitting somebody, I don't. There's no reason to do it. But this guy Taryn, when we opened a coffin on him, I snatched him up out of it and fucking paintbrushed the shit out of him. Just bam, bam. And I'm like, I know that because this guy Taryn was a moderator for Russ. So, and I was like, I know a guy that used to slap shit out of people, say it was fun. And I'm just in his face. And I get up off him, I'm wiping my boot on his face. But all of that was a distraction to him, because two other guys got on his leg, pulled his shoes off, threw a couple of pebbles down in his shoes, and laced his boots back up. You get that rock in your shoe? It's just super annoying. And then we made him, it was probably about 250 yards, carry a bag of pig feed. And it was uphill, downhill, all this shit, right? Well, two guys are in his face screaming like drill sergeants. And this guy was in the Army National Guard or something like that. But, so it's a 50-pound bag of pig's feed that we coated the bag with the thick-ass coat of Vaseline. And he's in handcuffs and leg iron trying to carry this. It's impossible. Yeah. But the whole point to do something like that was because that's the kind of shit Russ McCamey did to people. Wow. And every show had a title. And his title was The Devil You Know. If you know the saying, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. Some of the other ones, like Nicole, hers was Nodus Tullins, which is, you just have to look that up. It's hard to explain. But one girl was Silence. The first one to get a title was Little Red Riding Hood versus the Big Bad Wolves. And that was the redheaded girl that got the tattoo gun. Right. But I would give them a title and a theme every time. Jeff's was Ladies Night. Taryn's Devil You Know. There was a bunch of them.
Does the band have any questions?
Actually, I do have one. So you said you did all the screening for people and stuff, and then a lot of them needed therapy beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
So I can understand how, from a certain aspect of your well in mind, and you go and do this experience, how it could be like just confronting a fear and an alternative form of therapy in its own way. But do you feel like it would be more detrimental to the people that did experience, that were already mentally fucked up from previous experiences to go through this? Do you think it helped them conquer fear, or more just traumatize them?
They said it did. I have my doubts. I know for a couple of people it did make it worse. Their issues. This ain't therapy. And for anybody that is truly I'm not going to tell you to do it, not to do it. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to start up another one of these. That's different. But they're out there, mostly on the West Coast. There's a lot more than like what we did. And they vary wildly in what they'll do and what their themes are. Like I said, our no-go zone was sexual violence. Absolutely not. Because for so many reasons, like that's a level we don't need to hear. Well, to hear people's stories of being abused. I've worked in the strip club business most of my adult life, and I've heard all these stories of these girls being abused their whole lives. The last thing I want to do is bring anything more like that onto them.
Gratuitous violence is absolutely okay, but the moment it reaches that sexual.
And-
It's when it gets
But they were all by
Yeah.
choice
And
as
it-
well. They
it
all
become-
chose to
Even
do
for-
this.
Yeah, everybody chose to come, that's for sure. But it's something we don't need to do. And I mentioned this earlier. You are one stupid person doing one stupid thing away from everybody catching a felony.
Yeah.
Is it worth it to go that far?
Not for $250.
Well, for any
Spread
show,
five
is it
or
worth
six
catching a
anyway.
felony? So, I mean, we had early on, I had this girl contacted me that literally wanted me to kill her. She
Oh,
was
man,
suicidal
that's
and
fucked
wanted
up.
me to kill her in the swamp. Wanted to be drowned. By me.
Really?
Yeah. What do you... that really
Call the
bothered me.
authorities.
At that point, yeah, you have to like stop.
Call the authorities.
You
Shovel
have
with
to
a big
break
butterfly
contact
net
with
and-
that, because that right there. I mean,
Yeah, I sent her some, like, the suicide helpline stuff that I could find. What do you do with that?
Call
Or
the authorities.
no, I am by no means a counselor. Now I have a PhD in dive bar psychology, but real world
The
shit
real
when
world.
real people are on the line, I am not qualified. And it bothers me that there's so many people out there that think they are.
I work
And
with them. I see them at the
yeah.
grocery store.
Well, we
I drive
had
right
some-
by 'em, man.
We would get a lot of. We had some trolls, and it's this group of people that swim in a septic tank, splashing each other, acting like they ain't got shit on them. But and one of them thinks she's some kind of house mom, when all she does is she's got this simp that she talks him through a good wank, and it was. But you know, we had our share of critics.
Had around with a good wank.
Where, dude, we had this dude that was constantly making death threats towards us, right?
Oh, that's fucked up.
And if you've seen Mars Attacks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, where their heads kind of look like brains. Well, this dude's head looked like a scrotum. And his name was Brandon Johnson from Texas. And he would constantly, reach out to our fan base and tell them how bad they were. Once he actually contacted one of our actors. He didn't realize it was her. And talking like how we're gonna get arrested and he's got law enforcement. Dude, he tagged the FBI on Twitter on us.
I know people.
You know,
Wait,
but,
really? Do you know your local Masons? Because if you don't fucking know nobody.
it's just a lot of shit like that, man. A lot of it. I got doxxed a half a dozen times.
That's dangerous shit.
Yeah.
so we got
Dude,
one
my
more video.
bank accounts got hit. All kinds of shit, like identity theft.
Did Justin Trobo fucking get you?
But that shit happened. But we have one more clip.
This is Lala.
Lala was the first person to ever make it through the 3-hour show. And she's a tiny little thing and a total sweetheart, dude. She's like nicest person ever. And I always
sounds
tried to
scary
do
to me.
something for the people that once they did it, well, fell that time of year. Lala did her show on Friday night. Arx Mortis was open for My Bloody Valentine, so the next night, the whole crew got together and we took her to Arx Mortis and get to go through it. She had never been through a traditional haunted house.
Really?
And came down and did Kay de Silva's and got scared shitless at Arx. But, and then a month or so later is Transworld, which is the biggest haunted house trade show industry thing. Huge convention trade show in St. Louis. Just happened 2 weeks ago. But we took her to Transworld with us, and paid for her shit for the weekend and let her see the professional side of that stuff. But you can go ahead and roll it. I want to say it's about 17 minutes. And if you were shy or terrified by needles, you're not going to want to see this. There's a lot of needles. That is Lala. She had gone to McCamey Manor a few months before us, and McCamey shaved her head. And it was just now growing back.
She's got the old Ripley looking.
She was wearing her coveralls and all that, and then the girls dressed her up like a beauty pageant thing. Some kind of dress up with mama thing.
So you said that she did.
You better start talking to me.
Nobody. McCamey is nothing more than an obstacle course in a pedophile.
Do you want Sarah to end it?
Fuck
in
that
summertime.
guy.
Then say it. Just say the
It
words.
really is. All it is you do an obstacle course while you're getting waterboarded.
Fuck that guy.
He puts the sock hats down over your face, water hose in the face. That's what McCamey Manor is. So he's douchebag.
Give her that special juice you're talking about.
Right. You know, all you got to do is look up the shit on them. It's out there. A lot of it I know to be true. Some of it I can't verify.
I forgot about you. Let's keep eating.
Oh, absolutely.
Gotta give you a nice warm hoodie, Wooby. There we
Huh?
go, love bug. Something
Hold this,
for
Quincy.
you.
Early light.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Sorrow, hold her head still.
Well, him abusing his old lady.
Oh my god!
There was other stuff on there that
Air bubbles out.
I did not release.
This will make you much more compliant.
But
Please!
Are you ready?
other than that, the whole reason
I will
wound
stick
up
you in
with
the
this
eyeball
eyeball
if you don't
is
quit
because
squirming.
it kills when
Okay.
you-
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm so. Ah!
But okay, so that's me giving her a shot. She was afraid of needles, right?
A little more. Child, it will make
The
the
needle
pain
was
go
steel. It
away.
wasn't retractable. It was blunt.
All you have to say is the words.
And I
You'll be
filled
more
it with ice water. So it's super cold. So when I'm pushing
I didn't
it
want to
on
have to use
down
this.
her neck and think,
All right.
it's all in how you
Sorry.
Gonna go
sell
drink
it.
with Grace again?
And the people
There you
watching,
go.
you know.
Enough! Look at me!
But it was ice water.
Put your hands down and look at me! It is not that bad! It is not that crucial! You have
Now, it's
two
not on
fucking
her.
options!
Very early on.
One! Drink the rest of the shit
right.
that's in there with Grace!
He was kind
Or go to
of
the
a
back
drill
room.
sergeant personality.
What's your option?
He's a big guy.
Or there's option 3. Say your words.
Yeah, and he worked at Slaughterhouse with us. There was a whole shitload of us.
What you say for?
I don't mean to make it funny, but not.
You're not in control.
About, like, what if we just bad lip reading?
That would be funny.
All right, let's watch the lips.
Because that dude would yell.
Hey, you know Princess.
What
But-
if I told you about jelly donuts in your foot?
What's the word?
Dude, I would.
But they weren't mine. I'm a real boy.
Option 1
And that girl ain't but about 5 foot tall.
or 3. Let's go.
If I don't eat your face. You about to find out.
You gonna have?
What room? Where are y'all at?
We're in the house that Sorrow built.
Oh, the house around the
No, the house that Sorrow built. And what you're about to see, set her down. One of our characters, Grace. His whole shtick was he was a moonshiner and a drunk. Although he was never drinking during shots, unless he was or something like this. Her thing was to do shots for free. She's got one of them was actually moonshine. One was like
Grace, that's
mouthwash.
all you do is
I think
worry
it was
about
mouthwash
popping 'em
and
off for
orange juice
you.
or orange juice and mouthwash right next to each other.
All you do is drink.
Exactly.
You know, you, do you
And
do
one was
realize you
straight
have the
sardines,
unfair advantage?
And one was hot sauce, and one was just water.
my favorite game.
But you get into
You
somebody's
play
head.
this game every day.
It's whatever they believe it is. But during this, she was being hesitant because of sardines and they're fucking
Come on,
disgusting.
baby girl.
Uh,
Right in front
see,
of you,
that's
honey.
like a bench we got it lined up on. And at one point, you'll see I moved
Face
the
it,
moonshine
own it,
bottle,
come on.
and I end up
You got
stomping
it.
on the thing, and I just wanted to startle her. But I stomped too hard, and it split the thing in half.
can
and all
even
kinds
pick
of
at
shit
it if
went
you want.
flying. And me and Grace lost our shit laughing, because and the look on her
What's that
face
look
is
like?
like, no, it was
There you
like
go, put
she
it
was
in.
just trying to choke down a sardine, and then we
Red
scared
upset
the ever
again.
loving
He's not
shit
gonna
out of
give you
her.
an option.
Like while it was in her throat, you'll see it.
Now, are they drinking through this? I mean, is there alcohol involved?
we didn't drink, with
We're
the exception of like doing something
creative,
like
baby
this,
girl.
nobody
That's
drank
my
this.
girl.
Or before.
That's my
were
girl.
stoned.
Get it down, all of it.
smarter than I thought.
But it was different shit. I think
Because it didn't
we would
say
give
nowhere
people
in the
different
rules
shit.
we couldn't mix the
Jeff,
drink.
He got like
finish
Jägermeister
all of it,
and
though.
horseradish sauce together.
If you got to go through all of the drinks to get
because
it
we had a
done.
bar set up for him.
What's that say
And
in the
one of
background?
the was a full cup of Bloody Mary's monthly special, which was pig's blood.
Smart girl.
Real pig's blood.
Salvation's keeping your hat safe for you.
What are you talking about? Her hat. It's my hat, man.
Oh, no,
Oh, yeah, just
Carrie.
as mean
Okay.
as a
No,
pit
we dumped
viper.
like a half gallon.
I like this. She ain't
It's
seen
nourishment, honey. We got to build up your
That we get
strength.
from the Mexican place.
Fucking Mexican. I knew it.
Come on, you got this.
Oh, God. Who's the fucking Mexican?
But she's trying to choke
He's
down
eating it like a
sardines.
champ now. Wasn't that bad?
And Lala, if you see this, I got nothing but love for you, girl.
El
She's
Grace
super
has
cool
had
people.
worse in Taiwan.
So you just made her eat from every one of those.
I mean,
Those
it's
are,
like-
no, she's still on the sardines. And they're just
Well, I didn't
sardines
want to
straight out of
tell
the can.
everybody that.
Drinking also.
Grace.
tie one on you.
And he is
Slow
our
the hell
drunken
down,
moonshine
Grace.
guy. Yeah, it's all a
Damn.
stick, but
I need a refill.
that was the role. Everybody had a different role.
No, you ain't
The
touching
girl right
hers.
there, that's Millie, and she
Leave
was
it alone.
crazy. Watch.
She doesn't seem scared. Right
Just
now.
watch.
No,
Being
Put that shit down.
quit it. Play fair.
Fair ain't got nothing to do with it. She's going to drink what we made for her.
Oh, we did spiders on
Well, we don't
We don't
waste
like
nothing.
wastefulness.
No, we don't.
Because after this,
This stuff
I
ain't
thought she
cheap,
was gonna
honey, and it
tap
sure as hell ain't cheap to make.
choking down them sardines.
Look at that shit.
And I think she was like dipping them in hot sauce or something. Because one of the shots was just straight
Just a
hot
little
sauce.
bit
sauce
more.
makes
You've
anything
got
go down easy.
this.
She's having fun right now.
If you would slow the hell down, what is wrong with you?
Poking at her.
Pour you
Millie,
out
every day
20
was Millie's
more.
birthday. Every day.
Just so she
And
could
she
kind
ate
of get
them.
an edge on you.
Why you want to give him breakfast?
Yeah, the girl in the red sitting
Don't
next to him,
encourage
that
him.
was one of our people. She was in Falcon 1, too.
Yeah, where'd your glove go, honey?
Doesn't
She
matter.
was going to
We
sing.
lost our glove.
I think I saw her at the...
And
Well,
the
you
guy
do
sitting in
lose
the... No,
things
that's Rhett Nicole.
around here. Then again,
She was at
I
the
think
Malice
Sorrow
show the
might
other
have got a
week-
hold
the
of
other
it.
night.
Anthony,
We played with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Those two
we still have those buckets.
No, she wasn't there, but
What?
there was another one that
Yes, we
was
do.
part of this that
Good.
was there.
'Cause
Sorrow
I think
was
she
there.
needs to put a
Singer,
key
a
to a
girl
lock.
singer.
And she needs to
Oh, Kim.
Yeah.
Kim, she was in Falcon 1.
do
Yeah,
that.
we had a lot of... There was 9 of us in
bare
Falcon
hands
1.
that you were careless enough to lose your
Yeah.
glove.
And it was like Alice Cooper meets
You got to
Pink
suffer the
Floyd.
consequences when you lose things.
Nice. Righteous.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm
But
just
Lala
giving you
was
words of
terrified of
encouragement.
me.
Keep drinking.
But she's surrounded by people. She's not going anywhere.
What you got?
She's in handcuffs and leg irons, too.
I don't know.
Hands
to
are
me,
cuffed
she looks
together.
like- She doesn't look very paid money for this experience.
And the dialogue here is so...
Now, see, you got Rhett in a foul mood, and it's going to have
Here
to
it
be...
goes. You see
You
that?
messed up my
That's why I
shot.
stomped on the table.
You messed it up!
Broke the thing and shit.
What in the hell is so
Blame
damn...
her.
Operation.
It's Lala's
Bring her
fault.
down here.
You know, everything
You messed it up!
Oh, that was fucking funny right there.
No matter what happens.
Well, I don't see a damn thing funny
Blame
about
them.
stuff being wasted.
Now, did you get like a,
Her getting everybody riled
Here,
up.
take this one.
at the end of this, did you
This
get like
one.
a T-shirt
She
or
left
a
it out.
certificate?
A jump drive with
No shit.
their shit. And I tried to do something for
How do I do
everyone.
that?
I had a prototype Katie Silva's Ouija board that was made.
Now we'll still
Somebody got
stand
that.
Oh, that's an
Somebody
easy
wanted
one, honey.
this.
Drinking right now.
Broke the table.
It's a long story, but they wanted Ralphie. It was an alligator puppet.
And
And they got it. But everybody, I think, just about everybody got something. You know, it'd be something personal from us to
Some kind
them.
of souvenir.
Yeah.
you can have
Yeah,
water.
Ouija board would be cool.
Yeah, it was real cool. I designed it.
Really.
Girl did the
And
damn
it was cut
Palisades.
into
She's got a fucking whine
board
about
with
this
a
shit.
laser cutter. And It was a Ouija
You
board.
making a fucking mess!
Did she really just throw that on the floor?
Although I acted like I did with all this.
I'm gonna start putting cigarettes out on her. Tell her about making a mess.
Lay down.
Lay down.
At one point during her show, well, we started off her show with.
Any point in time, you can use your
We
safe
put her in a
words.
room. It was a dark room with
Remember
just a faint
that.
red light, full of
At
fog. We
any
told her
point
to put
in
a gas
given
mask
time.
on, 'cause we
But you're
put
my
some sneaky
Lala,
shit in the
you
fog.
got
We told her it
this.
was gonna make her sick or something, poison her.
They all want you
But
to fail.
She is locked. She's got a chain
You got
to
this.
her leg on.
If she makes it to the end, I
And
get
it's
the
got a
final
lock on it.
finale.
And that chain is locked to the floor in 3 or 4 different places. And the floor is covered in keys.
She's probably forgotten
All
everything we
right.
talked about already.
Like some of them
Mama's
went through
got
those
you.
locks. And syringes and mouse
All I gotta
traps.
do is let go.
Alright.
And so she had to dig through that shit in the dark while Sorrow was riding her like a piggyback.
Where's the helmet?
And just all over.
Salvation, darling, will you
First
go
thing-
get the helmet?
But
Sit up for a minute.
I don't believe this video will show it. I had her as a homework assignment before the show. She had never seen the movie. I had her watch American History X.
We don't want to capture
You seen
this timeless.
I had her bite the brick like he had that dude bite the curb. I had her bite down on a cinder block. And her husband
Now you done
was
got
looking for a life
salvation
insurance
right
policy
up.
so he could run off with his new woman. By then her head was so cracked open, man.
Start that camera.
You know, that them invasive thoughts get started.
Recording.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a dimmer light because it's too bright. Alright. Somebody without gloves tighten up that helmet.
She was so small that helmet didn't actually even fit her. very well.
Tighten up the.
We ended up having to buy a second helmet that was smaller.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, just for smaller people.
This is gonna hurt. Not me.
Lala, do you know what Anthony's favorite games to play?
Favorite game is called Tell Me How Bad It Hurts.
Oh, not
You hear
that
that sound?
again.
You hear that? Yeah. I love power tools.
Get up and factor.
It's still loose, so.
There are plenty of other experiences like that. Like this. Everybody's different. Everybody does things a little bit different. Most of them, and they vary from the longest I know of is 8 hours. But I would advise anybody who is interested in doing this stuff to gather as much information about it as
You're
possible.
with mama.
Yeah,
Got your mama.
because there
say?
is no universal standard.
You think you're safe? You safe with mama? Good girl.
Do you even remember your safe phrase?
You know, the potential for abuse is there.
Oh yeah.
Do you practice saying it before this starts up?
You know,
You get a freebie. What's your safe word?
Escort, like a
You
chaperone,
sure?
or them
That's
fine.
fine.
Yeah, all
you pick
right.
them up from
We'll be
their
here in a
hotel
minute.
and drop them off. Nobody comes with them.
So that-
Yeah. Now, she came into town alone.
La
Most
la.
people would have either
Sing
their
Amazing Grace.
spouse, significant other,
Come on.
something like
Sing
that, or
to
just
me.
a close friend with them.
Let Grace
But
hear it,
had
honey.
friends
She is
we would bring them on the panel during the live stream. You know, we brought
I could
many a
crush
husband and
your jaw.
boyfriend on there.
And
So
I
they
will.
could see firsthand and comment on it.
Start singing.
I'm not happy with how loose this is.
Can't hear you.
The
We
sound
weren't doing anything
That
terrible.
saved
We were just about to turn it upside down.
like me.
Jesus Christ,
We didn't
bitch!
do
You got
anything, TJ. We're about to lecture.
Well, Millie mixed the drinks.
You know,
Louder.
it's people would ask me all the time which
I
tour was the
see.
most intense or most brutal.
What do you
And
see?
entirely
Been there.
because one thing that's horrifying to one person.
What
is
do you
nothing.
see? Where are you?
Whether it be one guy, man. A few people would have meat like bugs or something. No problem.
Salvation.
Now we
For
got
me,
ourselves
that's one
in
thing
the
you
auto
will
party.
not get me to do.
Where's my
I
hand?
eat nothing.
Hey, Himee. You ever wondered how we got that book glue?
There's a bit on.
Show her how we got this glue.
McCamey did something like that. He also had a box that he put over
I
his head.
swear if I get cut, oh, it's going to be so much worse.
Put a little hole right in here.
We had
Let
an
me
entire
hear
bedroom,
it.
little
What's
girl's
your
bedroom,
words?
full
Is it really
stuff.
worth it? What's those words?
I got a better idea.
And we have been known to.
Hey, Lala, I want this to sink in real good. That's a size 14 steel toe boot. You remember that movie American History X I had you watch? You know why I had you watch this? I'm gonna play field goal with your fucking
Yeah,
face.
we had a room full of dolls.
if you don't start singing.
Rosemary's Room. We'd strap you down to the bed. And
Please what? That's not the words!
Oh, sweet sound.
Those are my words!
Stomping and right.
Hey.
Close enough. I'm rambling on about something.
Those ain't the words I want to hear.
Her husband's gonna get the insurance.
What are words?
Because she had just recently got married.
Cover your pretty face. Can't see ya.
You'll see it. You'll see us bring it back down.
Bring the
It's quite simple.
Which is
Quite simple.
We had one of our people, Sorrow.
I'll even start you off, baby girl.
I was doing with Nicole.
Do I need to get closer? Do I need to get closer?
I was doing the Ouija board thing with her. Sorrow was above us, hanging upside down.
Come on!
But again, I could only
God
bring.
damn it! I want to hear it. You got it. Come on, say it.
Turn this
We're
way.
so close.
Hey, Salvation, hold her hands and turn her just this way. Watch out.
Oh my God.
What's the words?
Mom. I don't hear you. Well, you know what?
Oh, look. Sorrow, what do you got there? Bouquet of what?
Pick your poison.
Look at that.
No.
Yes.
Over here.
What's that?
Mama over here.
Oh, looky here, looky
She
here.
brought you Valentine's Day flowers.
Which ones?
Can I play darts?
No.
What's my word? Pumpkin pie, we're fixing to start playing darts here in a minute.
No.
You can see she's on.
And cookies.
No, please.
Now we had another
Stop.
one.
No,
where
there's
we
no
were-
please nothing. Either you say the words or it keeps going.
No.
I'm gonna put a hole in your belly.
Quit squirming.
Yeah.
Be still. Sorrow can't play with you if you're all over the place.
No,
What's
just
the
that
phrase?
one was.
What
But they're not
is it?
Like they won't break it.
I'm gonna
You can
count.
get 50 of them.
God,
Oh my God.
Can I take her to the cellar now?
yes. I'm gonna count to 3, and then Grace is gonna take your ass somewhere nice.
If you go to the cellar, you're not
physically
coming out.
exhausted.
It is the day after Valentine's Day.
She'll meet the last person down
They
there.
also
Remember
call that the
Andrea?
fruit cellar, don't we?
Remember that bitch from the Waffle House?
You ain't gonna see her.
She quit screaming a while back.
Reminds me of the Diana Ross song, Upside Down, You're Turning Me. Come on! Say it!
Leave it on there.
Come on!
Yeah, we can. They're not,
we
nothing.
been back to that Waffle
it
House
cuts
thing.
out real.
Well,
Well, all the damn missing posters.
Millie started stripping on the table.
She's the first that made it through.
Yeah,
I
she was
appreciate
the
everybody
first
for
one.
hanging out with us for this little after show. Tune in next week. Fuck. We don't have anyone booked for next week.
We'll figure it out by then.
I saw that Facebook post.
Yeah, we do have Chunder on Saturday the 9th.
I heard those guys were real good.
Yeah, they're actually really good. So stay tuned. We may have a show Friday night. We may not. We'll find out what's going on. But definitely August 9th, Saturday, Chunder, April. What's that, August?
Yeah,
I'm drunk. This is what I'm supposed to do. It's my Friday. Fuck you all. Good night.
I've lost my faith in the human race. Oh, but I still believe in you. Deliciously nothing. Deliciously nothing. Deliciously nothing.